Welcome to the SUNY Potsdam Library's tutorial on scholarship as a conversation. In your time at SUNY Potsdam, you'll be doing plenty of research, looking at lots of different sources on different topics. Some of these sources might be books, some might be articles, some might be websites. But whatever they are, it's a good practice to think about them as being part of one big conversation or debate on whatever issue you're exploring. Sources don't just exist in their own bubble. Instead, they exist within an ecosystem of information in which their authors react and respond to other work that's been done on the same topic. A scholar might publish a book making a particular argument, and then someone else might publish an article in reaction to that argument, perhaps agreeing with it and building upon it, or perhaps disagreeing and countering it. The point is, this is all a big conversation going on. It's just a conversation occurring in print rather than between people talking to each other. And now that you're researching and writing about these topics, you're participating in this discussion too. You'll see this conversation laid out for you in many sources you consult. The introductory chapters of books will often go through all of the other major works on the book's topic before the author explains what they're going to argue themselves. Likewise, many scholarly articles include a section called a literature review, in which the author goes through everything else that's been said. She wrote this, he wrote that, this other person argued this, before the author lays out their own arguments. There are whole disciplines of fields devoted to this. Historiography, for example, is the history of the study of history. Why did one historian come to the conclusions they did, while a different historian came to a completely different conclusion while analyzing the same events? Now, some fields, like math, have correct answers. 2 plus 2 equals 4, regardless of what different scholars you consult. But many academic fields focus on subjects that are open to interpretation, and your sources will represent different scholars' informed, expert opinions on the topic you're exploring. Take art, for example. Nobody can really say that there's a right opinion on this Jackson Pollock painting. There are only different interpretations of what Pollock was trying to express, so you want to engage with as many of those different interpretations as possible to get an understanding of his work. Because of this, it's essential that when you're doing research, you find a variety of viewpoints on your topic, because different scholars will have different perspectives. If you need to use 5 sources, and you use 5 articles by the same person, well, they'll probably pretty much all say the same thing. But 5 articles by 5 different people will likely have 5 different interpretations of the topic, so you get a broad understanding of the conversation going on around it. Think of it this way. If you're on a Zoom call with a bunch of people, but you can only hear one of them talk while everybody else is muted, do you actually know what's going on during that call? Of course not. You only know what that one unmuted person has to say. The same thing goes with scholarship. So that's why it's a good idea to think of scholarship as a big conversation, one you're starting to take part in by doing research and seeing what different scholars have to say. And as you write your own work, you'll be actively participating in it too. And if you ever have any trouble grasping the conversation going on around your topic, talk to your professor or a librarian, and we can help you figure it out.